What's up, guys? Right here. This is a request from one of you guys. This is gonna be like a move set, like a quick tutorial on like you know when like you click like the little classes to like choose a class or whatever, and it gives you like that move set or whatever. So that's what this is gonna be. You want to start off server storage. This is where I like to store like my move sets. So let me just name this classes, right? Then I'm gonna make another folder, and these folders are gonna be the different classes. So I'm gonna just say like mage, warlock, and let's say wizard. Right. So we have those three classes, and let's just say like they already have like the local scripts in them. So I'm gonna just give them local scripts. The scripts are not gonna do anything, but yeah, just think of those as like the move sets and the scripts and stuff like that that's in it. So we have the classes that's in server storage. What we need to do is make a GUI. Start a GUI. We'll just call this HUD. Then I'm gonna make a frame. I'm gonna make sure that I resize it correctly. We'll just do about like half the screen. Let's do like 150 by 500. That's fine. Then I'm gonna put my anchor points like that. 0.50. Then I think it's 8. Yep. So we got that right. And I'm gonna pretty much design it, like design a GUI. But use the layout that I'm using, unless like you know what you're doing, then you can, you know, you reroute your scripts and stuff. So I'm gonna just call this background, right? Then I'm gonna right click and I'm gonna make I'm gonna make image buttons, 3 image buttons. So let's just have all those. Gonna make sure their sizes are what they need to be. Just make sure that's out of the way. I just like my stuff like evened out, so that's what I'm doing right here. Now I'm gonna just copy the size and then just replicate it between those two. Well, paste it in those two. Make that one. I'll place this one in the middle. So at the side at 43. Can I do the same thing at 43? There we go. So let's call this one at the front end. I'm gonna call that mage. We're gonna call the middle one warlock, and we're gonna call this one wizard, right? Not wizard. Alright. So now I'm gonna get some images real quick, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so I have my images. I'm just gonna put them in now. So I'm gonna just go to the image. I'm gonna find my images. This is mage. This will be the mage. Or the mage, I should say. I keep saying mage. This is wizard. I'm gonna use the other icon for this. Yes. And warlock will have the black icon, like the mostly black. What is it? There we go. So we have the 3 classes, right? And I'm gonna just make the background like there, if that makes sense. so we can know if we like clicked it or whatever. So we have this, right? We have the 3 buttons set up. So now you want to make a local script inside of the oh no, not there, inside of the background, because we want to reference all 3 of these buttons, right? So let's say button handler, and this will handle all the buttons. Next we need to make a server script. In server script service, we're gonna call it class giver, and then replicated storage. Okay, like I was saying, so we have the local script, we have the 3 buttons, we have to make the server script. In the server script service, call it class giver. And replicated storage, we have to make a remote event, and we could just call it class, right? So next we want to go to the local script, do local background. We're gonna reference the background, like the parent of the script. So script.parent, then we're gonna make a loop, right? So that way we don't have to do like, we don't have to reference each button individually. We can just make a loop and just use one event to use all the buttons. And, like, I'll show you. So we want to reference replicated storage, and then the remote. So class is equal to RP wait for child class, right? Because class is the remote that's in replicated storage, and RP is replicated storage. So now we're gonna do the loop for underscore, because we don't need I, and then we're gonna do button and pairs. Then we're gonna do background get children do. So think of this as like an iterator, or like, alright, so think of like, say I like had a list, like a grocery list, whatever, and then I had like eggs, bread, and all that other stuff in like the list. What this does is it just goes through the list, if that makes sense, and it categorizes everything as a button, since everything we're going to be using is the buttons, right? So now we want to check, because if you notice, background is the scripts.parent, so we're going to iterate through this, but it's going to also pick up the script, right? So what we want to do is you want to check and see if button is a image button, right? So you would do button colon is a image button, then, and that's all you need. So now it's gonna ignore the script, and it's just gonna focus on the ones that are buttons, and you can add as many buttons as you want. Then we're gonna do button dot mouse button one click colon connect function. So now we have the button functions for when you click it, right? And I'm gonna make a, actually I don't need to do that. Yeah, I don't need to do that. So let's say we click the button, right? When they call on class, like we want to fire the remote event, and we want to send button.name. So what this is doing is sending the names. So this is why the names are the exact same as the folder, right? Like the folder names. You want to do that with like all your move sets. You want to make sure the buttons are the same name as that. Okay, so once we fired the server, we don't want the player to be able to choose more than one, so we're just going to do visible. We're going to do background.visible is equal to false, right? So the buttons go away. Alright, so what we want to do is copy these 2 lines so we don't have to retype them, paste them, and then class.on server event colon connect function, and then we want to have player, because player is always the first parameter, and then class name, which is the name that we sent over. Sorry for the weird cut. So yeah, like I was saying, the class name is the name that we sent through the remote event. Alright, so next we want to do is we want to reference the player's backpack, right? I know some people like to store the scripts in a character, but personally I'd much rather do it in backpack. So player.backpack, right? Now we want to reference where our classes are stored, right? So server storage, so local, I'm gonna call it SS is equal to game get service server storage, right? And then we want to do classes, not to be confused by class. Make sure they are different, or you're gonna have problems. Is equal to SS wait for child classes, right? So this is referencing, this line is referencing the classes folder. Now that's all we need. So backpack, right? We reference the backpack. Now we need to get the class out of the classes, right? And we want to do this by checking to see if that class is present. So selection, I'm gonna call it selection, is equal to classes, which is the folder with all the classes, colon find first child class name, right? So what we're doing is we're going inside of classes and checking to see if that class's name is there. So if selection, then so if it finds the class, then it's gonna say we're gonna do local move set is equal to, and we could just copy this, right? Colon clone, we want to clone it because we want multiple people to use it. So like if you don't clone it, it'll just take it out the photo like that, and anybody else that wants to be mage can't be mage because mage is not there because you didn't clone it. So that's why you clone it, to make sure you can use it, well other people can use it as well. And then you want to do moveset dot parent is equal to backpack, and that's all you need for movesets. So if we play, so if we look at our player's backpack, right, the backpack is empty. If you click, I can't even remember this class, but if you click it, the GUI goes away and it gives us the backpack, I mean the class, right, with all the scripts in it. So yeah, that's how you do movesets. So like if you want to, like, I'm not gonna go too far in depth, but if you want to like make sure that the player's name can like a certain player can only like have it, so if player name is equal to, you could use like that, or you could use like a table of names, and then you can also like set this up for like game passes, if that makes sense, because they could just buy a class through a game pass, and then only the people that has the game pass can buy it, you know. So yeah, that's how you make a moveset. Hope this video was useful, and I hope y'all like it. If you want to, oh, I had this idea, so I wanted to turn this into sort of more than just like this video. I wanted these to be like elemental powers, like sort of like elemental battlegrounds, and like you would select them and it would give you those elemental powers, and I was gonna do like a tutorial for each element and do like 3 moves for each element. So if y'all would like that, then let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching.